recording is started. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our next spot for our fireside chat. So this month's fireside chat will be, as you see, like a double hosted event. So I'm sorry, we have two speakers this time. So we have Jarory De Jesus and Jonathan Jennings joining us to give their thoughts about how to get the most out of GDC. So one thing I want to mention, I'm sorry, before we get into it, is that if you haven't heard, GDC will be changing its format quite a bit this year. I'm gonna grab the link to the Festival of Gaming main site. You can read through there a bit about some of the new things they have going on. So obviously, there's no one can really give feedback on like how it's going to work this year because it's the first year they're doing this for all of us. But we're hoping that like this event can sort of provide as much sort of guidance as possible for how to like maximize your time while you're here. So, Jarory and Jonathan, would each of you mind giving us a sort of introduction about yourselves and sort of like the previous capacities you've attended GDC in?
Sure. Johnny, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. So hey, everybody. I'm Johnny. I'm one of the members of the big organizer team. Yeah, and so I think this is like GDC six or seven. I've been to quite a few. My first one I went to when I was a broke college student. There were five of us sleeping in a room. We were there to show off our capstone project. Three dudes and two women. The two women like split up like or shared the bed, and the three dudes fought over who got the couch or the floor. I've also been to GDC like on various scholarships and like grant opportunities. And the past few years, I've been going as a member of the Black and Gaming team and helping put on the Black Fest or Big Fest, big awards, and the big after party. So yeah, I've been to GC in a couple different capacities.
Now you
Wait,
have your own bed.
Yeah, it's nice.
Moving on
my
up.
name's Jarory. Much like Johnny, I started off at GDC with a student. As a student, my university paid for it, but we had to pay for our own like lodging. So we were hosteling it up in the Tenderloin. I have uh, I think the first year I did train jam to go to GDC. Same for the second year, and now that's kind of gone post COVID. Um, Following that, back in I believe it was 2022 or 2023, one of those two. I started speaking at GDC, um, usually either on a panel or with my own talk. So I had my own talk for a while on like hip hop and narrative design. That got accepted into GDC for its novelty and kind of different vibes than what they usually get at GDC. I've been on several panels every year since then. Um, though the talks I've submitted have been rejected by GDC for like the individual talks ever since. Although I have had those talks accepted to like DevCom, Gamescom, Nordic Games, and a few other conferences outside of GDC.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. That little pitch of your upcoming talk. We'll definitely make sure you get a chance to advertise all of the things you're doing at the end.
Sure.
So let's get right into it. So obviously, like if you're new to a conference like this, it can be difficult to know like where to sort of set your expectations and sort of like what you should like presume is going to happen or not happen. So how would you sort of like give people like their initial like what should you go in anticipating or not anticipating for like
Oh,
for GDC?
I love this question because the first thing I always tell people is you're not going to walk out of GDC with a job, and if that's what you think you're going to get out of it, like you're already off to a bad start.
Yep.
Realistically, what you're looking to make there are connections. I approach GDC as a chance to make friends and a chance to learn from other professionals how to do my job better. Those are the two big things that I think I like to take away from GDC.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree with Jarory. Like, yeah, you're not walking out of GDC with a job immediately. Like, you can walk out with like making conversations, and you never know where those conversations will lead. I've definitely like talked with people, and you never know like who is working at a studio you're interviewing at, and maybe a conversation you had at GDC will help open doors at the studio in the future. But like, it's pretty much impossible or very unlikely for you to go to GDC. Well, you're not going to go to GDC and come home with a job. That's just not going to happen. At
Oh,
best, you may.
go
Oh,
ahead. Sorry.
oh, I was going to say maybe you come home with like an interview possibility in the future, but yeah, it won't directly come home with a job. I like to use it like for me, it's a good opportunity to connect with students and like aspiring game devs. And I think like the game developer community is really open. And so it's definitely a good time if there's somebody you really admire or respect in the industry. Like it's a great time to maybe catch up with them and get a chance to sit down and have a conversation with them.
For the indie devs in the room specifically, you're also probably not walking out of GDC with a publishing deal, even if you have someone extremely interested in your game. They're It's very rare they're going to sign you on the spot there. You're just starting the conversation at GDC. The details have to be negotiated over the next 3 to 6 months anyway. So keep that in mind as well.
I was like, it is funny because I remember like I've also tried to tell people like, yo, like set those expectations, like you're not walking out of job at GDC, and then they ask about internships. I'm like, oh wait, I did walk out of GDC with an internship once, but you shouldn't plan on that.
That is,
People.
it actually depends. So I do remember the first year I was at GDC, Crystal Dynamics was doing an internship recruitment drive at GDC. And they were signing interns there that day, after the event. So like some companies will do that, though it is rare.
Yeah. But I think it's just good to set the expectation is that like if it's like is it possible? Yeah, but like you should not plan on that happening because if that's your
Correct.
plan, then like you're kind of setting yourself up for disappointment.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna say people
always high
when
risk
they're
for me too, has.
at
Sorry, we're getting off topic. I just saw I mentioned the same company. So Um, what do you all recommend doing like before GDC? Is there any like pre-conference prep that you find helpful going into the event?
If you want business cards, get those taken care of weeks before because they can be delayed in the mail. So like now, right? You should have them ordered right now if you haven't. Um, if you plan on meeting with companies, the Meet to Match app is probably the best way to go about doing it, especially for the indie devs. It's like I think $100 or something. I can't remember. Um, I've always gotten it for free, so I don't know how much it actually costs. Um, but anyway, the Meet to Match app is probably people filling their schedules as of this next week or two. So this would be the best time to go about scheduling those meetings. I know GDC has done their own meeting scheduling thing this year for the first time. I don't know how that's going to play out, so I can't speak to it. But traditionally, Meet to Match has been the way I've gotten most of my publisher meetings in previous years. Um, and then, like if there's anyone you really, really want to meet with, like now reach out to them on LinkedIn right now, as in like before the end of the week, and be like, hey, do you have time at GDC to maybe grab coffee or something like that, right? Like people's schedules will fill up very quickly.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with all that. Yeah, definitely. I like to use the GDC app if I like there's somebody if like I want to just open the door to like having meetings with people. Granted, like you might get meeting requests from randoms you have no interest in, so be prepared to say no because like I'm sure the AI vultures will be around, and
Oh
so
yeah.
yeah, make sure you're like just diligent about who you accept meetings with. And then, like Jarory said, yeah, go on LinkedIn if there's anyone you want to reach out to. Also, a good time to announce you're going to GDC because maybe like connections you have met are going and they didn't know. And so, another opportunity to just kind of signal you're going to be there and that you can meet up with people. Um, yeah, I think Drury got it all. Yeah, business cards should be in the mail, be ordered and in the mail to you soon. Yeah, I guess otherwise, like probably brush up like all your profiles. Like this is probably the time to brush up your
Oh
LinkedIn.
yeah.
And yeah, Yeah, portfolio, resume, all that stuff.
One other thing I can throw in is that like the GDC app has all of these schedules. Like they have an actual scheduling app within. I'm sorry, in the GDC app they have like you can set up a scheduling map. So like if you're saying, oh cool, like I know I want to do these panels on Tuesday and this panel on Wednesday, you can set up reminders within the app. So then it's easy. You can like use that in combination with any other like event you want to go to know. All right, cool. Like this thing's happening Tuesday, so I'm free on like between these other times.
Yeah. Yeah, good
Yeah.
point.
I definitely recommend not just like winging it at GDC. You definitely want to go in with a plan. Um, although this year might be the first year I ignore that advice myself because I don't really need much out of GDC this year. I just happen to be speaking.
Yeah, and then I guess I would also say if like there's a GDC parties list, like if you're going to any parties or whatnot, then
Oh
like
yeah,
I'd
let me get
probably
that
look.
link.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
throwing a party, definitely let us all know.
Oh no, I'm not throwing any parties, but I do have the link to the GDC parties page somewhere. I'll drop it in the chat.
So, since we've been talking about, just because we're on the subject, we're talking about parties, we're talking about panels, we're talking about like people showing things off there. So there's a lot happening at GDC throughout this entire week. Um, do you all have any like strategies for choosing like when and where to spend your time? Because obviously you can't do everything. You can't even do half the things at GDC in a week.
Hmm. You want to
I
take this
like
one first, Johnny?
Sure. I overbook like crazy. Like I usually have 2 on at once, and then I pick which one I want because I don't know how I'm gonna feel that day. Like maybe a talk sounds real good, and I'm like, nah, this sounds like better. Or maybe I've done a bunch of technical talks, and it's like, okay, I want to like go to a more art focused talk or a narrative talk or something more fun. And so like I tend to double book like crazy, and then like in the day of kind of decide what I'm actually gonna do.
Yeah, I think I kind of do the same thing, right? Like I put everything on the calendar and then the day of make a decision. That being said, I have learned pacing is super important. So I tend not to do as much on like Monday, Tuesday, right? Tuesday's already blocked out for a big fest anyway, so I'm not doing much that day.
Mhm.
Besides that, and then like Monday, I try to take it as easy as possible. Same Wednesday, I kind of ramp up, and then like Thursday is the day I usually go like, okay, what I'm everywhere, I'm getting everything done. That's where a lot of parties happen on Thursday for some reason. Um, and then Friday is kind of like just everyone's getting ready to leave, so you're just unwinding and it's catching who's there.
It's funny because so many people tell me that, and then I'm just like, I'm just all gas, no brakes the entire week.
I know.
I'm just like, nah, just fill up the schedule all 5 days. Like, you'll be fine. So, on the topic of the events that you're attending to, so obviously there's developers of all different kinds of disciplines and levels of experience. There's people from all across the industry attending GDC. Do you ever find yourself like gravitating towards certain circles or preferring to try and talk to certain people, maybe of certain disciplines or like of certain like types of games they're working on, or certain types of
Mm.
companies? How do you like? Do you have any suggestions on like how you sort of find your tribe at GDC?
I think you just got to feel that out, right? Like start talking to people. I treat everyone. I give it my 5 minutes worth of care rule, which is no matter who you are, what you're talking about, I will give you 5 minutes of my time where I genuinely am invested. And if I am not invested after that 5 minutes, I'll amicably part ways. Um, And if I'm still invested afterwards, that's a sign of like that's the person I want to keep talking to, right? Treat everyone kind of on that same level of respect, and it tends to play out better than when you play the badge look game, where like, ooh, what's that badge say? Where they from, right? Don't do that. Don't be that person.
Yeah, it's super obvious when somebody's like badge scouting too. Like, so yeah, don't be that person. Yeah, and especially I feel like the cool thing about GDC is like 95% of the people there are like deeply invested in games. Like my favorite thing about GDC is walking down the street and hearing people argue about their favorite Persona game, or why they love the most recent Final Fantasy, or talk about FPSs. Like we're all at the core of it, we're all gamers, and so um, yeah, it's a good opportunity to just talk games. And I think like those are the people who I tend to remember the most, like the people I had like a really good conversation, maybe not even about the work or craft specifically. um I know for me, like I'm really big into like the education stuff, so I tend to like go to any kind of educational event. Like they have like lots of events where educators and like non-industry people go to, so I like to hit those up just to see if there's any like speaking opportunities that happen. I like to like I said, I like to connect with students, so it's a good opportunity to like connect with people who are like interested in getting into the industry. Because I remember when I was a student and it was like so special. Like I remember talking to an Activision engineer and it was such a big deal. And so it's nice to be able to like pass that forward and like be able to be that engineer in somebody else's story. Um, and Oh, I'm a big fan of the roundtable events because like those are more open discussion events. And so like those are kind of not always the most popular, but they're my favorite events to go to.
Is that where you find yourself really spending the most time, Johnny?
Um, I scout those out pretty aggressively. Like so, like especially like Wednesday, Thursday, I'll like try to hit up at least one or two of them. Um, yeah, where do I spend most of my time? I'm in the talks. Like I turned back into a student. I just like to take notes from like the people who make the games I love. Um, I went to a talk on Astrobot and like the haptic feedback in the PS5 controllers last year, and I was so geeked out. So yeah, I like to just be in that space of learning from other developers.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
kind of the same thing. Just treating it like everyone's a person and everyone's got some information to share. You know.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, I like that. So with everything going on, like obviously there's a lot of things coming at you. For some people it can be sensory overload, and like it can be hard to sort of keep track of like, okay, this is where I need to be when. Like if you got friends you're trying to meet up with later, it could be like, oh, it's easy to lose track of time. Do you have any sort of like preferences on like how you stay in contact or like make sure you're like getting to where you need to be on time or talking to people you need to be talking to?
Can you say that one more time? I'm not sure I processed that.
Yes. So obviously like when you're talking about like making all these plans to meet up with people and like just sort of there's also like the sort of spontaneous conversations that happen. Do you have any preferences for like how you sort of keep in touch or like contact people throughout the week?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm on my phone all day, whether it's LinkedIn text or whatever platform I'm communicating with people with. Um, I am usually very diligent about like time boxing. So like if I know I'm within 20 minutes of an important meeting, I won't get wrapped up in something. I'll usually just hang out in Yerba Gardens, which is like where most people are gonna be anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so like you just hang out in the gardens, talk to whoever, and be like, let them know I gotta go in 10 minutes to get to my next thing, but I'm down to chat. And you'll see a lot of people in passing forming groups that then break apart and then like reform into a different amalgam. That happens a lot because people will just come through and like say hi to each other for like 5 minutes before going to the next thing.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree. Yeah, I think I'm definitely on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I think like last year, Telegram got a lot of use mainly from like the Black and Gaming events. So I think I used Telegram more than I ever have last year. But yeah,
Mm.
LinkedIn is for the most part how I communicate. Oh, also the GDC app. It can be a little buggy, but it is it's pretty solid for like setting up meetings. Like it's a really good resource if you do want to plan meetings, organize your schedule, and then you can schedule meetings in the app, like whether in person or virtual. And so, yeah, I definitely like mainly I'm between the GDC app and LinkedIn.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm usually just like texting or in Discord.
Yeah, Discord's also another one I forgot to mention.
Mhm.
Or I'm just yelling. I do that, I do that a lot actually at GDC.
You will lose your voice.
I didn't
Yeah.
lose last time.
That makes one of us.
So actually on the subject of losing your voice, because so you all mentioned, like, chilling at Yerba Gardens and then sort of having your blocked off time. And you also mentioned, like not overwhelming yourself. So obviously, a lot of people, like want to take breaks every now and then. So do you have any like preferred places or times to do your like sort of recharging in between events? How do you sort of like that take spend your downtime during the week?
Mm. There's some good tea shops around that I like to go to, coffee shops, things like that, where you can get away from, you know, the chaos and just unwind. Um, and then, I like to eat. I'm a big foodie. I'll grab like two people, three people who I'm friends with, like, let's go grab food right now. Find a nice, like, there's like a really, I think it's called the Kari Sushi or something like that. It's a short walk from Yerba Buena. Um, and that place slaps. So,
Oh, are you gonna hike out to that tea place again?
I might actually in Chinatown. That
Yeah.
there's a good tea shop in Chinatown that might be worth the trip. But yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm excited. They just opened a Nintendo store. I'm about to hit that up ASAP. Like that's
You're
so
gonna miss a meeting.
You
yeah,
and
oh, it's fine.
everyone else, you need to save like an hour wait for that. I'm just gonna warn you.
Oh, I'm doing that Sunday. But you're right. Yeah.
Actually, maybe
Yeah.
that's the pro strat. Maybe you will actually meet someone you want to talk to in line at the Nintendo store.
Actually, yeah.
There we go.
Uh, yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna be at the Nintendo store. I like to hit up Fisherman's Wharf too. Like I think it's pretty chill. I like to see the sills and just kind of roam, like be a tourist for a little bit. Um, uh, otherwise, like I like to be in my room. Like and I think Jarory made a really good point. I think it's important to have like blocks where you don't do anything because like one of the cool things about GDC is stuff just pops up. Like I've definitely gone to parties that I didn't plan ahead for. A friend was like, "Oh yeah, a thing popped up. You want to come with?" And so I do also think it's important to like have some empty space to just chill out. I also sometimes I just collapse in Yerba Buena Gardens, and sometimes like people walk up like that or that you or a friend might walk up to you. So yeah, plenty of opportunity to just kind of sit and just recompose yourself because GDC is very overwhelming. Like it's even we're telling you it's overwhelming, but like you don't understand until you do it. Like I was thinking, I feel like I probably have walked at least 3 miles a day before at GDCs. Like I feel like I lose weight every time I come
Oh
back
yeah,
from something.
every day is leg day at GDC because of them hills.
Right.
Oh, any general thoughts on like if you like for you all to be like make sure you do X if you're gonna be at GDC that we didn't already cover.
I mean, make sure you do spend time in the gardens. I think that's like
Mhm.
you'll have the most random encounters there with random people, um, and some of those lead to good things. One year, I was chilling talking to this British guy who turned out to be Mark fucking Brown, um, and we became friends. And then like subsequent years, I invited him out to hot pot with me, and like now we just chat over Blue Sky. Um, so you just never know who you're going to run into.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always super cautious about like making sure that you like I have like some kind of snack on me or water. So I'll hit up
Water.
CVS and get like a bunch of like a pack of water before just so I could grab some water and toss it. Oh, bring a backpack. Bring a backpack. Have some water, and I like protein bars, but yeah, just have something to get a quick bite for sure.
Oh, batteries for like a battery pack to recharge your phone is also clutch
Yeah.
because everyone's gonna be hogging the like outlets. So,
Yeah.
um, if you have a battery pack, that will go far. And if you can hook multiple people up to your battery pack, you'll be an MVP.
Yeah. Then someone who didn't actually want to talk will come talk to you. They'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold on."
Correct.
Easy way to make
Yup,
friends
you
for
got
sure.
it, Jesse. Time to get an anchor. I might bring mine with me, actually.
The other thing I also recommend, is like there's a lot of good food in the area.
Mhm.
Don't just eat the same thing. In fact, if you try to go to the Metreon where everybody is gonna be, you're gonna be waiting in line forever. But if you walk an extra 5 minutes in any direction, you will find food of equal caliber with less of a line. Maybe 10 minutes. I might be exaggerating, but you know what I same idea.
That's
And don't
true.
give away my clutch spots because I want those lines to be small. I'm gonna disagree. Everyone go to the mall and then the front. Do not go searching outside.
Oh man.
All right.
um, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Mhm.
All right.
Um,
So,
how
any, I guess, to follow up on that, any general thoughts on please do not do this while you're at GDC?
oh, well, we don't wanna have the confunk, right? So make sure you have, like, your deodorant and all
Oh,
your smell good stuff, right? Like, 'cause there are people, unfortunately, who have BO, and, it makes people not wanna talk to you, right? And that just being honest.
yeah.
Gum is clutch too. Don't if you can feel your breath, someone else can smell your breath,
If you
right? Like
can
just
feel your breath.
have some gum uh, on hand, mints, whatever. Try to get in. Don't feel FOMO either. You are going to miss something. It doesn't matter how well you play your GDC.
Right.
You gonna miss out on something because something will conflict because these people who organize don't talk to each other, and so we
Mhm.
just make plans and they always conflict, right? Like Big Fest is on my birthday. I can't do my birthday hot pot.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you
it
can.
just and I'm not gonna miss Big Fest, so I have to do it a different day.
You can just order the
Um,
food and bring it to Big Fest.
that's crazy. But anyway, my point being, you will always
I'll
miss out
sneak
on
you in,
some
bro.
event. You will always miss out on some event. Don't feel FOMO. Trust that you are doing what's best. Um, and like if you if you're find yourself sitting alone in a park and you're not trying to recharge, right? Like, don't just sit there and do nothing. Find a group. Like, don't be afraid to just be like, "Hey, what are you guys chatting about?" Right? Or like over here, right? Just like especially in the park, people are very welcoming. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and actually like talk to people that you don't know.
Yeah. If you see Jarory, just follow him.
That's true. I do that does work.
Uh, yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, do not oh, yeah, I mean, don't forget to follow up after, like, I've definitely met people at GDC, like, and, like, if you don't if when you message somebody afterwards, hit them with the like, "Hey, it was cool to meet you at such and such," so you can like jog their memory as to, like when you two talk, because like
Hmm.
you're gonna talk to dozens of people, like dozens of people you don't know, and so especially if it's like a real connection, you wanna have a solid connection with somebody. Make sure you remind them where you two chatted, because yeah, yeah,
Oh,
it's a lot. Yeah.
don't start the conversation by handing out your business card.
There.
Don't do that. That's so transactional. Don't be like, "Yo, I'm so and so. Here's my card." Like right? Like wait until people are parting ways and like, "Oh, let's make sure we connect." Right? Hit a card. Don't start that way.
Yeah.
See, I would do that to someone I know because they're just like they're used to my bullshit, and they're like, "All right, Samara, like, okay."
Um, yeah, also, yeah, um, I guess my brain goes like, act like you have some home training, right? But I guess like remember like it's a professional space, right? Like so you're talking to people from all over the world, like different cultures, different customs. So just approach it being polite. Like I've met people and like two sentences in, like we're basically fam, right? But make sure you approach it with like a real approach it with a certain level of I guess politeness or hospitality. I don't know what the word is, but um, I guess not
Oh,
everybody's your bro right away, right? Yeah.
that reminds me. It does. Ramadan happens to be taking place during GDC. Um,
Mhm.
so try to be respectful for that. Don't get offended if like someone is not going to come eat with you, right? Because if they're Arab, they can't, right? That's a whole thing. And I I I don't want to be the one to say this, but like if you're a dude, this is not a dating site. Don't be that guy.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, there's absolutely a thing to say. You don't need to be that guy. I'll be that guy, bro. Like, leave women alone. That is this is a professional fucking conference. Excuse my language. Actually, no, don't excuse my language. It's a professional fucking conference. This is not why you're there.
Right.
Leave people like stop. Don't do that.
Right.
Because
And if you
you
see someone
will,
doing it,
it,
actually, we can go.
yeah, like people will remember you doing that in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
That's how you burn bridges.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you see someone doing it, you're uncomfortable saying something. Don't go and get me because I feel nothing. I'll just tell people to fuck off.
He will.
I look forward to it. Probably more than I should.
Oh man.
All right. So that covers all of the general points we want to hit. Now we can open up the floor for questions.
Oh, Josh, have been waiting.
Yo, man, instead of just typing his question, all right, we will invite you.
You should be good to speak, Josh.
And well, while we're waiting for Josh, I'm gonna scan through and look for other questions.
I see that.
Or-
Sure.
Scavenger.
Oh,
There
I
he
guess
is.
I,
Right.
Oh, there we go. That's how it works.
oh,
Okay.
This
So
wasn't a question, but going on to meeting and connecting with people, one practice I found that worked a lot is if y'all trade contacts, like IG's information or anything, ask them to take a picture with you. That way you send it to them, y'all know it happened.
Yeah, that's solid advice.
what I've usually done is I've actually my friend told me this is that like you just keep a pen on you and then like after you meet someone if they give you a card you just jot down like a couple of words about what the meeting was to just give yourself a reminder of oh we talked about this thing.
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. Charles has a question in the chat.
Yeah. Most memorable GDC moment.
You want to go first, Johnny?
Man, I'm trying to think because I've had a couple. Like I think my first one, I was my 22nd birthday, so I remember being on the rooftop and having beers with my classmates, and that was great. I remember walking down the street past, I think it was John Ramiro. That's the Daikatana guy, right? Like the
Yes,
long
I
hair.
think.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. So I remember just passing him on the street. Didn't say anything to him, but it was cool to just see like gaming documentary guy walk past me. Yeah. Man. Yeah, I think I'd have to think about that a little bit. Oh, I will say, me and Jarory, like we talked on Facebook. I think like we talked on the Facebook Black and Gaming group for months before
Like a year,
GDC.
yeah.
Yeah, and so then like the first time we had met in person was in the GDC lobby, and so that's really dope. I'm gonna always remember that for sure. The
The
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, I'm old. Yeah.
Oh man. For me, I think there's a couple that stand out. One of the big ones is getting to have hot pot with a bunch of friends, including James Reed, who goes by JMate on Second Wind Design Delve, and Mark Brown from the Game Designers Toolkit, and just having a really fun time together over hot pot. That was definitely a memorable experience. Um, and then another one that really jumps out to mind was the the giant scream in the park. I don't know how many of y'all participate know about that one, but it was just like I think it was maybe 2022.
Oh, I remember that.
Everyone got
I wasn't
into
there.
the park and just screamed.
Yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
event someone made for that. It's like, yeah, we're all gonna go to the park. We're all just gonna yell and be like, let out our
It
frustrations about this
it
damn
was
thing.
it was a moment. It felt good. It was cathartic. So yeah. That one was pretty good too.
Mhm.
But really, the times that stick with me more than any of those are just like the little like interactions I have with cool people, right? Like um meeting Danny Wallace for the first time and just like actually getting to talk to her and like um getting to just like just interact with each other like Big Fest for the first time was really cool, right? Like that was different, right? I don't know. I just like being around other people.
The whole minority team was there.
Minority team is crazy.
Oh man.
Any other questions?
I see Charles typing.
I guess I would also like add on, like Jarory said, like a big fest in general, right? Like having a room full of black developers, business people, like just a room of black creatives in the game industry. It's just such a dope experience, like
Hmm.
really special for sure.
Most memorable or recommended vault talk. I'm not gonna plug my own talk, even though I should. Um,
Oh my
no,
god.
the talk that jumps out to me in the vault lives in my head rent free is by Mark Rosewater. 20 years, 20 lessons. It is one of the best design talks I've ever seen.
Let me see. You actually shared this one in the Watch and Learn. It was from the Final Fantasy 15 designer. I think it can a game be good with bad design mechanics or something? I forget. Or something. It was from Sun Prasad.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
one. That's the talk. It's Magic the Gathering, but it's so accessible. If you've never touched Magic, it still makes sense.
Let me see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, There was also a really good talk on the difference between accessibility and approachability, but I can't remember who does that one or anything about that. Um, and then to Charles,
Oh,
any final lessons learned from GDC you'd like to impart to everyone? Damn, Charles, you hit him with the hard questions.
yeah.
Right.
See, my questions were easy.
um, I think like yeah, I think Drury alluded to it earlier, but like I think remember that like we're all there because we're people. Like I feel like sometimes I think it's easy, especially like if you're a student or you're figuring yourself out in the industry, like you're early on to like be like, oh my gosh, these people have done all the things and I haven't done anything yet. And like that's I don't look at it that way. Most game developers I know don't look at it that way. Like I know so many people have worked on stuff that I really respect. At the end of the day, we're all people, and like we're there because we all have a mutual passion for games. And so yeah, just like approach every conversation with confidence and just remember your perspective matters too.
Also, one thing that's kind of easy to forget, and that I learned that helps a lot. It's like, yeah, the games industry sucks, but so does every other industry, and this one
That's
sucks a
true.
lot less than like a lot of other places.
That's
Um,
true.
like AI is a problem all across the tech sector and adjacent sectors, um, but like games are at least still fun, and we still have fun making them, and and we're surrounded by some of the best, most creative people in the world to do
Mhm.
it. And it's easy to lose sight of that with all the doom and gloom and everyone being, out of a job and struggling and all that, right? But like, I can't imagine doing anything else with my life right now, unless it's being Anthony Bourdain. But I'm not independently wealthy, so that's probably not going to happen.
Nice to dream though, right?
Yeah.
Boy has the right to dream. Tsunami taught me that.
So we'll wait for everyone to see if there's any other questions. All right. So if either of you have things going on that you'd like to plug at GDC, Jory, I know you got some talks. You should definitely drop those. Let us know.
Oh yeah, let me pull it up. It's called the Black Designer's Dilemma. We've been doing this panel for 5 years to 4 years. Oh God, what is time? Um, I have no idea, but we're doing it again. It's on Monday, which is rough. So do try to come out if you can. Let's see, GDC. I gotta find the 2026 version because I just pulled up 2025. I don't want the vault. There you go, and the agenda. That's what I'm looking for. I'll link it in the chat. But yeah, I do recommend coming through that. It's always a good time. Carl likes to surprise us with the questions, but we've kind of given him a bit of like info on what people have been asking for. So hopefully this year is gonna be a little more exciting.
Sweet. And how about you, Johnny?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be at all the Black and Gaming stuff. So Big Fest is going to be going on for the majority of the day on Tuesday, March 10th. Then we're going to have the big awards. And then after that, we're going to have a really dope after party, a big after party. And so I'm just going to be around Black people all day. And so I encourage you to be around Black people all day on Tuesday, March 10th, too, during GDC, and show up at all the big fest, big related events.
Oh, yeah. Also, unrelated, but Tuesday, March 10th is also my birthday.
Oh
So if
my
y'all see
God.
me and don't say happy birthday, I am throwing hands.
No, you don't know when. Oh my God, this man thinks enough about himself. Don't tell this man birthday. He will be fine.
I'm gonna wear a sash and everything. It's gonna be dramatic.
Yeah, and
love
I'm gonna tell everyone, be like, tell him happy birthday on Wednesday. Make
That's
sure
crazy.
you wait a
That's
day.
that's dirty work.
I'm gonna be like, don't say nothing to him on Tuesday. Or
Yes, I
actually,
was
Keith's
born
got
on
a
Mario Day.
happy on Mario Day. Yeah, that's what everyone tell Jarory happy Mario Day. Don't say nothing about that man's birthday.
This is why we can't get nowhere as a people.
Happy Big Fest Day, Jarory.
Oh man.
Any other questions before we wrap it up? Might be one coming from Stu. Did we at any point wear a suit? So I'm gonna say wear what you're comfortable with. Like, if you feel good rocking a suit and you feel like, yo, you're comfortable, like you look good, you feel like, yo, this is how I kind of want to present myself. I would say the only where I would reason to say no to a suit is if that's not like a thing you would normally do and you feel kind of stiff in a suit, then I would say no. If either you all want
Yeah.
to jump in.
No. Like wear comfortable shoes. You're gonna be walking a lot. Don't. The fashion ain't worth it. Maybe at Big Fest, maybe do it up, but like don't do that all week. It's gonna be rough.
Right. Yeah. And maybe the big awards, like if you want to dress up for that. But yeah. Don't, like Jarory said, you're gonna be walking a lot. You don't want to be walking in a suit all 5 days. That's a nightmare. Nah.
Yeah, but Chase
It
be looking
also
nice all the
might
time.
rain. It also might rain here because
Mm.
so be prepared for that. Check the weather for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just bringing a brother. Yo, Chase Bethy would be looking suited all the time. Like,
Yeah, Chase on a different level. Between like Chase and Star, I've given up trying to keep up.
Stu, you can do it up. You can be part of the suit gang with Chase and Star. Y'all can start a squad. And I walk behind y'all with the stereo. As long as I got my suit and tie.
Oh yeah,
Right.
the Bay Area do be windy. Also, for those of you who haven't been to the Bay, there is decent public transit in the Muni, so don't be afraid to get like away and go on the train. You can do like a day pass or something, or a 3-day pass if you need. Use the Clipper app to do it, and it'll help you get around town.
I guess also with that, if you've never been to the Bay, the sticker shock is real. Like I live in LA and it's expensive, and San Francisco is expensive, even more expensive than it is out here. And
That's
so
true.
sticker shock is real. I recommend I like to hit up Trader Joe's and get some like cheap snacks early in the week too. just to save some money. And so there's a Trader Joe's right by like right on the street of the Moscone Center. So yeah, if you want to save a few bucks and get some cheap snacks, I'd hit up Trader Joe's.
Yeah, actually, on the subject that if you need to like eat food on a budget, bagels and like peanut butter will keep you like full and feeling good for a very long time for not a lot of money.
Also, this is the other thing I forgot to mention. Beef. There are a lot of events where food is given away,
Mhm.
so you could also try to. If you're like, I gotta be budget conscious.
Right.
Them AI bros got too much money, don't know what to do with it, and they be giving away food. That's all I'm gonna say. You can entertain them for about 5 minutes just to steal their food and go from there.
That's true. Microsoft parties are pretty good for giving away
Microsoft
food.
parties are always lit. That's the one I always recommend. The one they do like the gaming for everyone. They do it every year.
Mhm.
Used to be
Yeah.
6 separate events that they merged into one.
Wow.
Let me actually see if I can find a link to it.
Oh, yeah, Microsoft always has good food.
Mm-hmm.
I found the 2025 one. I don't see 2026.
So, let me wait for Keith to see if he's got a question before we wrap it up. All right. So, thanks for coming, everyone. As always, it is a pleasure to see everyone at these fireside chats. I will try to get this recording up as quick as possible for anyone who is not able to attend, so they can actually see the GDC advice, before they go to GDC. And there will definitely probably be a few of us hanging out and chat until afterwards. But otherwise, that is it. Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Peace out, y'all.